Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a drink, it is time for some PathOfExile discussion. Today I wanted to discuss Niko's memory of demonic Onslaught, continuing a little bit of a series where I look at the Atlas memories. This one is solid without being spectacular. So where it says areas are breached, what this means is that all the natural monsters in the zone are replaced by breach monsters. Next, area contains additional large breach hands. So this will be things like Tull's clasped hand if you're unlucky, Chayula's clasped hand if you're lucky, Ulnatol's clasped hand if you're in between. But most of the time, you'll be unlucky on these. There does seem to be a pretty strong bias against Ulnatol and Chayula, but I don't have any serious numbers to report because my sample size is too small. That said, these things actually add up quite a bit. The fourth map in the series will have 24 of these hands, and each one will drop 3 splinters or so on average, so you'll probably end up walking out of the last map with almost an additional Breachstone. Next, there is a Breach bosses have a chance to drop a Breachstone. The first map has a 25% chance to have the Breach Lord present, the second one 50%, third one 75%, and the fourth one 100%. When you do get them, there are 40% chance for them to drop a Breachstone. This will average dropping you 1 Breachstone per one of these memories that you run, because you'll get 2.5 Breach Lords on average and 0.4 Breachstones per Breach Lord for an average of 1 when you multiply it together. Additionally, rare monsters in the zone seem to be able to drop various Breach-themed unique items. Most of these are going to be rubbish unless you get Chayula, but if you do get Chayula, you will get Skin of the Loyal from these, and that's something that can be pretty juicy. I've run a couple of these so far. First one I got 1 Breachstone from, I didn't track the loot from it. Second one I did track the loot, and I got a couple of the uniques. My biggest individual drop was actually an Altered Distant Memory. I got 2 full Breachstones that dropped as complete Breachstones. I got a bit more than a Zoph's Breachstone worth of Zoph splinters, and then I got a bunch of other little rubbish, something like 40 Esh splinters, and a bunch of Tull splinters as well that didn't make up a full Breachstone. The other thing that actually made the most currency from it was not running the map itself, it was jumping into Trade 820 4th map and saying to people, hey, do you want to buy a portal to this for 20 chaos? Then we killed the map boss together, and everyone in the instance gets credit for a trip down memory lane Breach Edition, which is something you probably want to get done at some point if you're chasing challenges at all this league. Even if you don't care about challenges, it's still a good way to get yourself a small amount of currency. These aren't going to be particularly lucrative for long, it's just a small extra little source of currency if you can be bothered messing around with it, and if you can't, that's fine. So overall, do this once just to have the experience of trying it out. Do it more if you find it fun, but I don't recommend really farming these or anything like it. They're just something to play around with once and then move on and do other things. The big ones so far that I've found have been Elva's Memory of Reversed Incursion, which is great for XP, and of course the really expensive Einhar's Memory of the Sacred Grove, which drops well over 10,000 Harvest Life Force and will often encounter multiple Tier 4 bosses. That's all I've got. May your Valobs have interesting results.